evening, everyone. And for those of you who have not visited my channel before, welcome. My name is Jean, the Candid Filipina. And I've got a really good topic that will put a lot of people's mind at rest. And this is for people that are coming to live in the Philippines from abroad that maybe have some difficulties regarding mobility. So today's topic is gonna be about are the benefits to having a maid. And if so, what are those benefits? And those benefits we're gonna talk about is your country cost of a maid, why it's so cheap here in the Philippines, the 4 types of maid you can get in the Philippines, and whether the maid will be live-in or live-out, and what will be their expected salary, and how do you go about getting a maid. So without further ado, we will start this. What I think is a valid and good topic. So why are you gonna get a maid in your country? Having a maid in America or Europe is gonna work out very expensive. Whereas in the Philippines, because the pay is so low, it is easily affordable for a foreigner to have a maid. And the many benefits that this can bring. So first of all, how do you get a maid? Well, there's a couple of ways really. You can go to an agency. There are many of them around Cebu, even to Danao. And most of these agencies were calling girls. From other islands, one being Samar, it's typically impoverished island, where people are desperate to have work, so they would be prepared to come to your island and work for you as a maid. However, the agency would take a slice every month out of her salary or out of what you're gonna be paying. So the best way to get a maid is either go to Samar and ask around. It's a small trip from Cebu, or ask around the local barangays or shops in Cebu or Danao. You know, eateries. People know people, and people know people that are desperate for the job. So why does a maid become a maid? Because it's a menial job really. Mostly maids come from the provinces. Now, the first example of a maid will be somebody who lost a husband and has 4 or 5 kids to look after. She's struggling. She can't afford to survive, so she will offer her services as a maid. The second category, which my opinion is the better category, a single girl in the provinces. Sometimes the parents struggled on the farm. They struggle with the daily chores to obtain money. So sometimes they will keep some of their children off school to help them from the farm plowing the fields, picking fruits, planting vegetables. So some of these girls, although very clever, didn't get the opportunity to finish off their high school. So therefore, they have no chance later on in life of getting a decent job. So a lot of them turn to becoming a maid, which is great news for you. So you've asked around, or you've got in touch with an agency, and you will get a girl to come to you as a maid. This can range from any age from 18 to late 50s. And the benefits of the older woman: she will know how to cook, she will know how to clean. If you get a younger maid, you will have to set our parameters, expectation, what you expect to be done every day, and the task that she must perform in order to get her salary at the end of the month. So, if the maids fell into 4 categories, and these are the categories. You can have a living maid who lives locally, and she will work for you during a day and go home every evening. She will go home and spend time with her family. You will still have to feed that maid. Remember that that living so close can also implicate other types of problems for you. For the needy, so it's better to have one from somewhere or from at least 30 to 40 kilometers away. If you get a younger maid, say 18 to 30, you may need to have to teach her how to cook, teach her how to clean. Not always the case, but sometimes bear that in mind. So when the maid turn up on your doorstep, you're gonna have to write a little contract. It can be a piece of paper witnessed by somebody what she's expected to do and what the church she will need to do daily. So let's say you've opted for a living maid. Which is better? They're more company for you and also at night time. If you had a stroke or heart attack, they can call for emergency service and help a little bit to see your needs. A living maid will cost you around about 8,000 pesos a month. And on top of that, you will have to pay for their food and toiletries. So let's put up another 3,000 on that, and a PhilHealth another 300 pesos. So basically, you're gonna pay just under 12,000 pesos, which is very small amount of your pension. So that's how you will get a maid in the first instance. So the maid turns up and you will show her the ropes. What is expected if she's living in? You may want her to get up at 6 in the morning, cook for your breakfast, clean the house while you still alien, and then when you get up of the house is clean, the dishes are done and it's tidy, maybe you'll send her out to get some groceries. Now the benefits of this is the maid, as she's doing her shopping, is not gonna be paying the white skin stacks of food, and also she speaks the language. So she'll get cheap food for you at the best prices. Without any hassle, she will also be your translator. If you went out with her, she will translate with you don't understand in order to enable you to understand the lingo. She may even teach you some language, which will be beneficial to you. If she lives in, she will cook your breakfast, your dinner, your lunch, your supper. She will make the bed, she will clean the house. She will do your shopping. And the big benefits are, she will pay your utility bills. Now, in this country, it's not like the Western where you pay things online. Most places like electricity, water, internet, you've got to go to the local malls and queue up in order to pay these bills. When you have a maid, you can send her straight there and she will pay your bills for you. She will wait in the long lines, pay the bills, return home, maybe get some groceries for you on the way home, and she will be with you 24/7. She will probably have one day off a week. That's for herself to do whatever she wants, and you can have no phone policy while working. So she has not on her phone, but she's doing her chores correctly, and then when you tell her she can retire at night, say 6. So let's say she gets up at 5:30 and finish at 6. That's normal here. So she'll go up at her room and she'll, listen to her phone, YouTube, or whatever she's doing. And that will be your own privacy. Her room doesn't have to be air conditioned. You can just have a fan in there, that's all they're accustomed to, as long as they've got a decent bed to sleep on. And that it's comfortable. That's all she needs. That's the first type of maid. The second type of maid is your yaya. So, if you are married to a Filipina and you have children, this maid will take your children back and forth to school for you. She will make sure they will up and breakfast before they go to school. And she will care the children if you and your partner go out at night. That's the third type of maid. I've already covered the third type, the one that lives out. And the fourth type of maid is a maid with benefits. Yes, you heard me right, with benefits. Well, the first maid will do all your household chores, which may even include a daily massage. Not a happy ending one, just a normal daily massage. But if you come to an agreement after having the maid living with you for 3 or 4 months, you may think she likes you or you like her. Then you can discuss whether she is gonna be a girlfriend, so turns from a maid into a girlfriend, or she will be the maid with benefits, which you pay for the extras, which I won't have to tell you what they are. Think, dream, it can happen. An example of that, I've got a number of friends here, a few living in Mactan and a few living in Lapu-Lapu, who got some themselves a maid from Samar or from Leyte or from Asbati, and these were pretty young girls, aged about 18 to 30, and they lived together as an employee and employer. They become closer and ended up as a boyfriend and girlfriend. The other benefits of a maid, if you take a trip to another island, she will always go with you if you need her to. She will support you and look after you in the hotel. If you need hospital treatment, she will go with you to the hospital as a carer. There are so many benefits of these girls as maids. For example, if you're 60 plus and you are a disabled veteran, or a disabled person with bad eyesight or a bad back, or suffering from emphysema or diabetes, these girls can be a tremendous asset to you. They will take care of your all needs because fundamentally they are caregivers. If needed, they will bathe you, they will look after you, they will spoon feed you if necessary. This is all under the cost of being a maid. And as I said, if you're lonely or if you're not confident, a maid is a great way to get to know a Filipina through being with you on a professional basis at first, which as I said could turn into a love of your life. But they are so cheap to employ. As I said, under 12,000, that includes their food, living in, and their health benefits. So think about it. 12,000, so let's say a $210 monthly. 12,000 pesos is nothing. I know a lot of more foreigners now that are starting to utilize maids as their caregivers. And as people who are gonna prepare their food, do their ironing, washing, cleaning, name it. They'll do without any back chat, without any questions. Once you tell them what your expectations are, they will fulfill all your desires. So, I hope this opens your eyes up a little bit about if you're a bit worried about coming here, if you know that if you felt ill, what if you felt lonely? You have the option to have a maid that can be by your side 24/7. And trust me, they will look after you. These girls are from the poor provinces. They will be grateful. They'll probably send of their money, not all their money is back to their parents. So they'll be delighted. They'll be delighted working for you, as I said. For somebody who wants a companion or if you're lonely, if you're younger or older with disabilities, this is a very good option. So think about it. What I said, look into it. Speak to people who already have maids here. As I said, I know a few. On the top of my head, at least 10 or 12 people that I know have maids. And they're all very happy with them. Some of them, as I said, have turned into lovers. Some of them have turned even into wives. Who knows, your options are endless. I hope you enjoyed this short video. I hope this enlightened you a little bit. Good luck to you. Stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, it's me, Jing, the Candid Filipina, signing out.